5.5-inch Full HD display and 4GB of RAM in a budget smartphone? Hey guys, I'm Sam and this is my review of the Asus Zenfone 2. Before kicking off, I would like you guys to know my review unit is the ZE551ML version, which is equipped with the highest specifications out there. Alright, first let's take a look at the hardware. The Zenfone 2 has a 5.5-inch Full HD display, which is really nice to look at because of its vibrant colors, but the display is very hard to look at because it is a very dim panel. If you don't like the color settings, you have the option to choose from 3 presets and customize it completely. Below the display, it has 3 capacitive buttons which aren't backlit, which was disappointing. At the top, we have the headphone jack, oddly positioned power button, which also isn't very tactile, but thankfully we have a double tap to wake feature available. Also, there's a microphone. At the bottom, it houses the charging port, which is equipped with fast charging, and you can charge the phone up to 60% in just around 40 minutes. Also, another microphone. Now you may wonder where the heck are the volume buttons, and this time around Asus has taken inspiration from LG and placed them at the back of the phone. Personally, coming from an iPhone, it was really hard for me to get used to it. Above the volume buttons, we have the 13 megapixel camera and a dual tone flash. The camera on the Asus Zenfone 2 is not something it would brag about if it was asked to do so. I love the wide angle lens on it though. The camera has multiple features built into the camera app, from which super resolution caught my attention. I tried the beautification feature and boy, it made me ugly. The video shooting capabilities are disappointing too. Video is shaky and bad overall. At the bottom half, we have a huge speaker grill, but the actual speaker isn't that long. It can be covered just by placing your finger on the right end of the grill, which I found myself doing every time I held the device in landscape orientation. Even when I wasn't covering it by accident, I found it to be very soft and was surely underpowered like the display brightness. Things start to get a little interesting when we dig deep behind that back cover. Yes, you heard me right, the Zenfone 2 has a removable back, which reveals the 2 SIM card slots and a micro SD card expansion slot. Sadly though, the battery isn't removable. Talking of battery, it has a 3000 mAh battery inside, but don't get excited, the battery life isn't very good. I was hardly getting a day of usage. I don't base my reviews on raw specifications, but just to let you know, this version has the Intel 3580 clocked in at 2.3 GHz and 4GB of RAM, as I said earlier. Because of those specifications, the phone doesn't lag and multitasking is a breeze. Lastly, let's talk about the design of the phone. It seems Asus has took inspiration from Apple's iMac and made the device thin on the edges and thick in the center, which makes the device feel thin. The disadvantage to this design choice is when the phone is placed on a desk, it wobbles a lot, and you just cannot type on it. Talking about software, the Zenfone is running Android Lollipop 5.0 with Zen UI on top. The biggest disappointment was that Zen UI brings a lot of bloatware which cannot be uninstalled. On the other hand, it brings some really interesting features like the theming engine, from which you can customize your phone however you want and give it a new look. One hand mode which explains itself, and an easy mode for a more simplified experience if you want that. There are a bunch of off-screen gestures which are named as Zen Motion, such as drawing a W to open the browser, E for email, and C for the camera, and more. And they do not get activated in your pocket. So guys, this is the Asus Zenfone 2 and everything about it. Would I suggest you buy it? Definitely. In this price, you won't get an overall better performing phone. The camera is a bit sluggish, but I'm sure that would not be a big concern. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.